Alright, it's recording now, 엄마. 인사해?
네, 안녕하세요.
Do anything behind 요즘 제일 좋아하는 말 다시 behind 자꾸만 더 읽고 싶어 one more 귀여운 글씨가 내 맘에 달라붙어 젤리 같은 걸 Feel like I'm surfing your love Feel like I'm reaching the moon 내 맘 예쁘게 적어서 너에게 보낼게 설렘을 담아
So Korean barbecue has become a pretty popular thing, and in this video we're going to be comparing two Korean barbecue spots in the Northern Virginia area. The first place we're going to go to is Breakers. The second one is pretty popular, a lot of people know this place, is Iron Age. So right off the bat, these two restaurants have two almost completely different atmospheres. So here's the atmosphere of Breakers. Now here's the atmosphere of Iron Age. Alright, so here we are at Iron Age.
안녕하세요.
Right off the bat, you kind of tell the vibe is completely different. The setup's kind of the same, but it seems almost like a nightclub. So Iron Age, it was definitely pretty loud in there. So a lot of the audio that I ended up recording didn't really turn out so well. So I kind of set this duel up, or this battle, in kind of a 4-round kind of fight style kind of comparison. First, gonna be looking at the side dishes. Second, be looking at the pork belly or the samgyeopsal. Third, we're gonna be looking at the bulgogi, and lastly, we're gonna be looking at kalbi. So here are Breakers side dishes. Here we have like a fried dumpling inside like vegetable almost. It's pretty, kind of slaps. Kimchi. It's pretty solid. 엄마, 이거 뭐야?
미역 무침.
Seaweed? It's like a 생선나무, right?
Yeah, 미역 무침.
Here's what we have some, just kind of some side broccoli, some oy,
오이.
cucumber. And then 이거 뭐야?
요거 장아찌. 장아찌.
It's like radish, right? Or
Yeah, 장아찌.
Is it?
무장아찌.
Yeah. And then we have some rice as well. Yeah. Say, 감사합니다.
이거 스프가 한국 사람 갈비 좋아해요.
Yeah, 갈비 좋아.
갈비 좋아해요.
We actually did get some more side dishes here. What's this? 이거 뭐야?
이거 갑자기 잃어버렸네 이거. 갑자기 잃어버렸어.
Radish kimchi?
레드시 김치. 동치미 김치. 한국 사람들이 좋아하는 동치미 김치입니다. 겨울에 아주 시원합니다.
Yeah, but here we got some more kimchi, some bean paste.
이거 고추장.
What?
고추장.
Yeah, but this is the bean paste.
야,
That's
이건
bean paste.
된장. 이건 된장. 이건 고추장. 찍어서 먹는 거. 디핑 소스.
Now here are Iron Age's side dishes. What is it? Some kimchi, staple. And that's that's really about all they gave for sides. Well, one thing that Breakers definitely had, which was a huge game changer, was the keranjin, or the steamed eggs. So here is the steamed egg, or aka keranjin. This absolutely slaps. That's my opinion. It's like egg in a pillow. Each bite is like a steak almost. It's like juicy and it's like so fluffy at the same time. While Iron Age had the tteokbokki.
this here, which is tteokbokki.
Even though it wasn't really like a traditional tteokbokki, it was more of like a modern kind of unique tteokbokki. It had this like Thai chili on it, and it was like crispy compared to like regular tteokbokki. When it comes to these two restaurants, which restaurant had the better side dishes?
브레이크가 사이드 디쉬가 더 좋았어요. 브레이크, I like the breaker has more variety, especially the 계란찜 and 된장찌개 stew. It was really good and japchae too. Yeah, my son loved the 계란찜.
Okay, so I would have to say the same thing. Breakers just had more variety. The one thing that Iron Age had was that they had that really good tteokbokki. But at the end of the day, variety is going to win this battle. Also, the keranjin makes a big difference. Also, Breakers just threw just a ton of extra stuff in there. So yeah, round 2. Okay.
Round 2. 2.
Okay. So, round 2 is the pork belly or the samgyeopsal. So samgyeopsal personally for me, I've never really loved it that much. I've just kind of used it as kind of this appetizer or this kind of like warm up. So here is Breaker's samgyeopsal.
Owned by.
So here's the samgyeopsal, the pork belly.
이거 고추장에다 먹어요.
Fine. 괜찮아.
고추장하고 먹어야 돼. 오, 맛있습니다.
삼겹살 어때?
맛있어.
How about you? Are you gonna go?
Wow, delicious.
Now here is Iron Age's samgyeopsal.
Delicious.
이거 삼겹살하고 이렇게 해가지고 레러스 이렇게 치고
엄마, 무슨 식당 삼겹살 더 좋아?
아이런 에이지 삼겹살 더 맛있었어.
진짜?
진짜로 맛있었어.
Breakers 아니야?
No, 브레이커는 아니야. 아이런 에이지 삼겹살 more thicker than breakers 삼겹살. Thicker. The 삼겹살 pork belly was a lot more thicker and more moist.
Huh.
Alright.
Yeah, so me personally, I don't really care that much for samgyeopsal. It's just an appetizer for me. But I guess in this case, I'll just give it to Iron Age in this case because Breaker's samgyeopsal was good. It never really stood out to me because it's just samgyeopsal. But my mom clearly likes Iron Age's samgyeopsal better, so I guess Breakers takes this round. So it gets 1-1. So round 3. So round 3 is Bulgogi. So Bulgogi is my personal favorite. It's a little bit on the cheaper side, but in my opinion, it's almost like you have the most bang for your buck. There's so much variety to what you can do with it. Here is Breaker's Bulgogi. So this is just
감사합니다.
like sliced thin steak or ribeye. It's just money in my opinion. It's good.
It almost has a sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Picked up with your chopsticks.
How was it?
One bowl down, 2 more to go.
Now here is Iron Age's bulgogi. So right off the bat, Iron Age definitely had this like weird cut bulgogi. It was definitely chewy. It's quite chewy. Still chewing. It's quite good. And it just wasn't like as stringy and like soft, sweet, I guess you can say even as well, as kind of a traditional bulgogi does. How's it, Dad?
Not as sweet as it usually is.
So in this round, like it easily to me goes to Breakers with the bulgogi. But you, Ma?
Yes, I agree to what you say.
All right, so last but definitely not least, the fourth round is kalbi. So kalbi is kind of like the money maker, I guess you can say, for Korean barbecue. It is more expensive and it's just usually considered more of a delicacy. So here is Breakers kalbi. Still attached to the bone, which some restaurants do it differently. So here it's still attached.
That's a
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it's still attached to the bone, which kind of, I guess you can say, gives it flavor almost, maybe.
It does.
It does? Yeah. You see, it's like still on the bone. A lot of these pieces are like that too.
So
But
it's not Korean unless you're eating it off the bone.
Yeah. That's low-key kind of the best way to eat it.
You do it right there.
Straight up. Take it. Where's that, bro?
That's kind of where all that fat kind of
Yeah.
is too.
맛있어요.
Kalbi 어때?
맛있어.
Here is Iron Age's kalbi.
시간도 아깝지 않아 온종일
맛있어요.
So the weird thing with this kind of comparison is that they both were very different. Breakers kind of followed more of a traditional kalbi, which has like the meat on the bone still, and it was kind of thinner. While Iron Age had more of like a thicker meat. It wasn't on the bone. I have no idea what they even threw on that grill, but it was thicker and it was like chewier. But it was chewier in like a good way. Like almost every single time you bit into it, like juices flowed out of it. And it was actually really, really good. So this is kind of a weird throw up because I would say if you're going the more traditional route with Breakers, but if you're trying to find a more modern kind of kalbi or just kind of have a good time in general, you don't really care about the meat, go with Iron Age. In this round, I'm gonna give the kalbi to Breakers.
Yeah.
So
I agree too. Yeah. Yeah.
So you like
Yes.
Breakers kalbi more. Breakers wins the side dishes round. Iron Age wins the samgyeopsal round. Breakers wins the kalbi round, and Breakers wins the bulgogi round. So it's pretty obvious that Breakers wins it, at least in my opinion. But I'd say overall, in terms of food, Breakers is definitely your better option. And really only go to Iron Age in my opinion if you're really looking for that nightclub / K-pop atmosphere. Don't be wrong, which is pretty cool. In terms of food, I think Iron Age is definitely a little overrated, and that Breakers is the clear winner here.
Yes. Yes, I agree. 안녕히
안녕히
계세요. 다음에 봬요. See you next time.